Hi, Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to be going on a cruise. I hope you'll come along. I'm sure you remember me talking all about this, but I figured I might as well do a little video recap of it. That is Dublin. We didn't get to go to Dublin because you had to tender, and if you saw those tenders, that's a little boat that you connect. Hold on, I'll show you. If you can see that building that's stuck to the side of the boat that's got red on it, it probably looks brown, that's a tender. They drop it into the water and then they connect you to that by a plank, and you have to walk from the ship to that. And let me just tell you, that's not in my game plan, so I didn't want to do that at all. There's another ship in harbor, and so I haven't tendered. It's the only port that we tender on. We've been on the water for 7 days now, and of those 7 days we have been completely at sea, and it has not been easy because every day we've lost an hour on time. So you're on choppy waters and an hour lost every day, and to be honest, maybe this wasn't the smartest trip for me to try to take, but I did it anyway. So tomorrow we're going to go into Belfast, Ireland, and hopefully we'll be actually able to get more of a scenic view of the city rather than what you're looking at now, which is the coastline and mostly water, I guess. In case I didn't say this before, and I think I did, Rich and I are doing this as a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And to do that, we decided that we would get a suite on Norwegian Cruise Lines, and it's in a part of the ship called the Haven. And this is just the living and dining area. I'll take you in the bedroom. Here's another area. This is like the kitchen-y part of the living area. You have a coffee machine, there's a refrigerator, things like that. And then, let's see if I can back up at all. This is our bedroom. There's so much storage in here, it's great. And then this is the bathroom. It has divisions. This is the toilet, and then this part is the shower, and then there's a big tub. So it's really nice. And then there's a nice makeup stand in case I want to be pretty, because, you know, every once in a while you got to look pretty. It's nice that they have double sinks, so you could, you know, each. I never saw the point of a double sink because Rich and I've always just shared. There's artwork in the bedroom. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. The Haven Suites are set up so that they have their own dining area that you have to have a certain kind of key card to get into. And it gives you preferential boarding and deboarding the boat, so that, let's say you wanted to go into a port, you'd be the first one to go to the port. And let's say you are leaving the last day of the trip, they make sure you leave before anybody else. It's a nice perk, but the reason that we really like it is because it limits my exposure to people, because people come on cruises when they're sick, and they bring their kids on cruises when they're sick, and then when I'm exposed to them, then I get sick. So when the dining area, when the max capacity is, I think, like 30 tables, when there's only that many tables, it's not like you're going to be coming in contact with a lot of people close up, and that's important to us. And then when you get to the cruise ship, they pull you out of line and take you to a waiting area for the Haven guests. So again, you're not exposed to a lot of people. And I hate it that it makes it sound like I want the I don't know, the frills of it, when really I just need the safety aspect. And so I hope you guys would understand when I tell you that it's not about wanting to feel like I'm better than anybody else, or wanting to feel like I don't know. we saved up for this specifically so that after my broken leg, we had something to look forward to. So far, with the 6 days at sea, I was really sick the last 3 days and couldn't really eat anything, and really worried about how this was going to fare. But today I feel a lot better because we're close to land, so the waters aren't choppy and it's a lot warmer. It was, when we got on, the very first day we got on in New York City, it was almost 80 degrees. Then we were at sea for 1 day and we went to Nova Scotia, Canada. Nova Scotia, Canada was 39 degrees and overcast and really, really windy. And so that was such a disappointment. We were there. One of my viewers, thank you so much, sent me a place to go, which is called the Gingerbread House Bakery. Of course, we went there and I got some photos. And I've been working on the album every day. I write whatever we did for the day in there. And of course, the last 6 days has been pretty monotonous because what are you going to do when you're at sea every day and you can't go anywhere or do anything? We, again, don't go to any of the shows because of the crowds. And we really try to stay away from the other dining places that are crowded. It's hard when you don't have any immune system and you have to think about stuff like that all the time. But let me tell you the really horrible part for the rest of the people on the ship. When we got, well, the week before we got on board, they kept sending us emails saying, look, we have to have an inspection, so everybody chose a time slot, a half-an-hour time slot when they were going to come. Like, we picked from 12:30 to 1 o'clock that we would come. What they did in the last week is they said, all bets are off, don't come before noon, but you just need to get here before 4. Well, I guess the average person thinks, well, then I'll get there at 11:30, which made no sense. But by the time we got here at 2:30, because I knew it would be ugly at the beginning, I delayed as long as I could, even knowing that we were going to be in the Haven, so they would pull us out of line. I knew it was going to be ugly because people just don't listen. When we pulled up, I will bet the line of people standing in line was at least a tenth of a mile long. It was unbelievable. They had 2 different people pass out in the line. One lady had to have CPR. It was just horrible. In the end, we were supposed to leave at 4 p.m. We didn't leave port until 7:30 p.m. because of all the problems that went on. And I would bet they had people in line at 4 o'clock. They had 700 people still in line. Can you imagine? It boggles the mind. And then the next day we got a notice, or 2 days later, we got a notice of 9 pieces of luggage that people just didn't get. And they had them at the port, but they didn't get them in their rooms. And some of them had their medications in them. And that also really bothered me, because I kept thinking to myself, why would you separate yourself from your medicines? I would never let anybody take them away from me. But maybe people just forgot what was in certain bags. I don't know. So anyway, we actually haven't started the fun part of the trip. That starts tomorrow, and I am looking forward to that. We start first in, as I said, Belgrade, Ireland, Northern Ireland. Then from there, I think we go to Belgium, then Amsterdam, and then Paris, and then we end in London. And then we fly home from London. So that's where we are right now. I'll keep updating you on it, and I'm going to take you to that dining area and the pool area that's just for the Haven guests. So in case you ever wondered if it's something you'd like to do for yourself, then you'd know, because you'll get to see the whole experience. Oh, and you get your own butler, which is wonderful, because I haven't left the room for a meal for 3 days, and she just brings me anything I want, including, she didn't know how to make this, but it was so cute, a vanilla milkshake. I was like, I really would really like a vanilla milkshake. And she said, well, how do you do that? And I said, if you just get a lot of vanilla ice cream and some milk and have the smoothie maker blend it together, there you go. And so she's been bringing me vanilla milkshakes, so that it's the only thing that kept my stomach from having real issues. So anyway, that's where we stand. I'll update you more later. So I guess this is the thing that people want to know about the Haven Suite. What do you really get with it? This is called the Haven Lounge, and it has its own concierge desk, so they arrange everything you need, and it has, that's my wheelchair, sorry. And then it has a door that takes you out onto a patio area. I'll take you out there in a minute, but it's all enclosed and private. No one can get in here without a key card, and I'll show you that too. It's really secluded, and as you know, the reason I liked to do this is because it limits the number of people I encounter and the number of germs I get, because I can't fight anything off. And so far on this trip, I better not say this. So at the end of the trip, I'll tell you how the whole health thing works out. I stumbled today when we were in port, and luckily I caught myself before I fell. Otherwise, that would have been really scary and ugly. And Rich just pushed me up the biggest ramp in the world, and that's what he looks like now. It's been tough, but he was such a trooper. They asked him if he needed help. What would you say that incline was? 75 degrees? It was really, it was so, and it was full of people. So if the people stopped, Rich had to stop and keep me in that position on a big angle. Anyway, it was kind of crazy, but we're back on the ship, and I'm relieved that we're back on the ship. And because I'm like a 3-year-old at heart, every day they have this big container of gummies out on the, I guess I'll call it the patio area. And I've eaten so many gummies, it's disgusting, but I just keep going back for more. They're luscious. They're really soft and pliable. And then they have orange infused water. I love that too. So this is the patio area. Keep in mind, it hasn't been warm enough to be out here until today. So there are a couple ladies out here, but normally it's barren. There's another floor up above, I'll show you that. And every afternoon they have a snack display that you can get. This is where the gummies usually are, but you know, I've already had my share of those. Any kind of teas and coffees that you want, half and half, cocoa, you name it. There's the orange infused water I love. It's just lovely. A wading pool and another kind of pool, and then there's 2 hot tubs, and then up above there's a bunch of loungers, but when we were at sea it was in the 40s, so that wasn't pretty. And that's the very front of the ship. And then there's also a private spa area, so if you want to get any kind of massage done, you come to this area. It's really well thought out. Here's the other half of the lounge area. And the doors lead directly to the big suites, like the big family suites. This is the restaurant area. Again, the only people that can eat here are people who have a Haven Suite. The lights are off because nobody's in here right now because it's closed. But I think you can see the size of it. It's very small. And then on this side, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. There's about 12 seats on this, or tables on this side. Then this entire wall is windows. You're getting my reflection, I'm sorry about that. It's kind of hard for them to keep these windows clean because the salt spray. Off in the distance there, that's Belgium. There's a seagull. We haven't seen any wildlife, any whales or anything. So I think I've shown you the majority. This is what the tables look like. You never have to share a table, which I love. And the restaurants always have the same menus. So whatever you have for lunch, the menu doesn't change from day to day. And same with supper. The menu doesn't change from day to day. But on the flip side of that, on the dinner menu, well, I'll just show you that tonight. On the dinner menu, it's like surf and turf and prime rib and just a lot of amazing dishes. Oh, I want to show you one other thing. When this is lit, if you can see it, hold on. Can you see that? Those are all glass orbs on the ceiling. It's really pretty. Anyway, the menu doesn't change, but it's lovely. Look at that handsome guy in the corner. Maybe he's ready for a pickup. I'll give him a pickup line. Ready for my pickup line? Want to go back to my room? Lord, man, that was easy. It was really easy.
I am easy.
So you really haven't seen much of the two of us, but here we are. We have 1 day in Paris and then 2 days in London, and then we're home. The second day we're in London. We leave London at 5:30 in the afternoon, and we get into Pittsburgh at 7:30 in the afternoon because of all that time change makeup, which, man, I couldn't come at a better time because we are so burned out from changing time and changing time and changing time. Anyway, we'll show you more. We'll definitely show you Paris. We'll definitely show you London. So hopefully we'll show you us again. The journal is really coming along. I wrote in it every single day, and I gotta be honest, I'm pretty proud of myself for sticking with it and not missing a few days, because it would have been so confusing if I had, because especially those days at sea. And let me tell you one other thing about the journal. My writing is horrific, but on the flip side of that, I brought enough stickers that you can it's almost like a sticker book. You can figure it out by the stickers. And I think I told you guys I bought a little Fuji, like a Polaroid camera. That is really fun for in journals. So I'll show you all the photos we've taken, and we've taken a photo at every port of the two of us. So you'll get to see how grumpy we are in some and how happy we are in others. This is Amsterdam. It's really pretty and very rustic. Lots of waterways. We're completely lost, have no clue where we are, but you know, that's the beauty of being rich and sandy. The bike lanes here are like crazy scary, and they're everywhere, like that and that. They have some really interesting art installations in Amsterdam. Love how they made furniture out of ceramic chunks of mosaic. Pretty cool. There's one behind me too. Maybe Rich will spin me around. Here's a waterway. I have no Wildplassen. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, there's so many really beautiful waterways. We haven't gotten to explore that at all. We probably won't have time because it took us forever to figure out the tram system. I'm not sure why that was such a travesty, but it didn't go well. I think we wasted an hour just trying to do that. And we have to be back on the ship at 6, so we started late. Here's another bench. Speaking of bikes, I don't know if you can see how many bikes are everywhere. People just pile their bikes all over the place. It seems like biking is the way they get around. The streets are narrow, to say the least, and they're all one way, and it's kind of crazy, but it's fun to watch. We went to their version of a flea market, and that was fun. Bought Rich a couple t-shirts, you know, typical things you buy on trips. No, we didn't go to the red light district. I'm trying to find the flower market, but so far I haven't found that because I keep asking people and they keep pointing in different directions, so we may never find it. We'll keep trying though. In case you needed to know, no public peeing, it's illegal. Thought you'd want to know that. And because we're rich and sandy and have no sense of direction, where's the one place we ended up? Yep, the red light district. I have no idea how we managed this. We just went down an alley and bam, here we are. I hoped it would be that easy to find the flower market, but sadly, it was way more easy to find the red light district. Ooh, look how dirty that canal is. Should I say that out loud? That's bad, probably. That's gross, though. Eek. Maybe it's because people were peeing in public. I have to say, they have a lot of signs about things like peeing and blowing smoke, I think. I don't know. I'll show you one of those signs. It's in Dutch. I guess everybody has to find a place to live. Look at that poor duck or bird. I don't know what kind of bird that is. Made a nest on a rock and some garbage. Life is hard in the red light district when you're a duck or bird or whatever that is. See him? He's cute though. He's got a nice little white face. And in case you're looking for magic mushrooms, they're right down there. You see it on the bike. And that sign behind it is all the different varieties of mushrooms you can get. Good to know. This is their tram station. It's really pretty, isn't it? I'm sure there's more interesting things to see in the city, but we're running out of time, and so I thought I'd show you that building that looks like a speedboat. I think that's kind of cool. And then of course there's Rich, just kind of leaving. I don't know where he's going. And then in the distance there is our cruise ship. They told us that if we went to the top of that hotel that's by the cruise ship that we'd get a really good view of the city from overhead, but frankly, I've had enough. My 2 cents on Amsterdam is it smells like marijuana and the people don't seem to understand to get out of the way. Like when there's anything going on and they're interested in it, they won't let a wheelchair pass by, even though I'm not trying to get in front of them. They just won't move. And in the streets, we got stuck in a couple streets where people just wouldn't move. I don't know what they think wheelchairs can just teleport. That's what I should invent, a teleporting wheelchair. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on Amsterdam. It's been a lovely day. The weather couldn't have been better, and it's warm, and it's really been nice, but I think it's been fun, but I've had enough. Tomorrow is Belgium, and we have a tour where it's on our own in Bruges. If I said that wrong and offended anybody, I'm sorry. And anybody from Amsterdam, I'm sorry if I offended you. But we're doing an on our own tour there, so hopefully that'll be fun.
The spheres with the on top of the restaurant sphere, the flag of Belgium. So inside you can find a restaurant in the upper bowl. In the other spheres you can find an exhibition about the construction of the building. So this area here, the park, it was completely full of pavilions of all over the world, and also some national plants have a special pavilion during the world exhibition. So this is our national symbol. It's like the Tour Eiffel in Paris after a world exhibition in 1900 in Paris. Sorry, in 1800.
This is their indoor shopping area. People have been so ignorant. I just can't stand it. They've knocked into us. Our tour just is, I don't even know where they are. They just blather on somewhere and I can't hear anything they say. I'm surrounded by people and it's very frustrating. There's Mary's chocolate. It's supposed to be the greatest. Newhouse chocolate. Might have to try that one too. This is the primary square in Brussels. It's really pretty. This has been a cobblestone nightmare, and apparently no one understands excuse me or pardon me or anything. They just step in front of me, step on me, lean on me. It just makes me want to scream. I've had enough. I just want to go out on my own, so that's what we're doing now. And that's what life should be like on vacation. All rest, no work. Look at this chocolate case. Beautiful, isn't it? We just bought Rich a bunch of candy here. He's a happy guy. So Elizabeth is our first stop. That's where we bought chocolate covered orange peels. I know it sounds gross, but Rich loves them. And a raspberry thing. One thing you need to know about us is we love chocolate. So the whole point of coming here is to try it out. The raspberry thing Rich got was this one that you can see in the window. It's like a cone, and it's kind of got like crystallized jelly in it. Weird, but good. Look how pretty their case is. So beautiful. Here's every chocolate lover's dream. They give you a cup of strawberries and cover it in chocolate. You gotta love that. Okay, here's the other thing that they're known for here in Belgium, and that's French fries. Look how, I don't know if you can see that big green circle that says double fried in beef fat. You gotta love that. This is a place called Mannequin Fries, I'm calling it. I'm just thrilled. And here's what the French fries look like. Just covered in beef fat. This is Grumpy. Now let's see, not Grumpy. Less Grumpy. Ooh. Do you like his hat? It's his new Belgium hat. Here's something really pretty here. I don't know if you can see the flowers over that alley, but you come around a corner and all of a sudden you see beautiful art. It's just such a pretty city. Lots of cobblestones though. I have to say the French fries were pretty darn good. That beef fat maybe made the big difference. And here he is on the way back to the port. I pooped him out. He had a rough day. Those cobblestones almost beat him a couple times, but he persevered. He's a trooper. I've never seen this sculpture in Paris, but I'm going to just pan down it. It's huge and it's so cool. Go back up so you can see it. Isn't it fun? I don't know if you can see this, but they're getting ready for the Olympics.
Of us, la place de la Concorde. As you can see, they prepared for the Olympic Games. Bronze.
The Champs-Élysées. Looks like they're doing a lot of construction. If you want expensive stuff, this is where you come. Ooh, look at this. In case you're wondering where the real stuff is.
The building of
Louis Vuitton.
the firm, the multinational French multinational corporation LVMH.
Louis Vuitton. There's the Arc de Triomphe in front of us. Very bumpy, I'm sorry. I'll get a better close-up as we get right on top of it. I don't know what the name of this bridge is, but obviously we're getting closer to the Eiffel Tower. I think we'll probably, when we get off, we might walk in that direction. I like to walk on a bunch of bridges if I could. That's my thinking anyway. I love the show Emily in Paris. If you've never watched that show, you should watch it because the fashion and just the city scenes of Paris are so beautiful. Check out that mode of transportation. That kid's got it made. I need one of those. So there it is. Well, there's a bus. There, I'm not sure what these gold-topped statues are. The writing on the bottom is hard to read, so I guess we'll just fake it. But back there is the Eiffel Tower. I don't know how close we're going to get to it. We only have 3 hours. It took 3 hours to get here and 3 hours to get back, so I don't know necessarily if we want to take our time to walk there. I'd rather walk along the river and see all of the bridges, you know, check it all out. The thing I guess I'm surprised about in Paris is how there's art everywhere, and it's all gold foiled or gold tipped. It's so beautiful. This is a lady with a torch hanging off the side of this bridge. Same bridge, still don't know the name of it. I'll get the name of it though at some point. We're right at the end of this is a palace of some kind. So I guess that's our landmark I'm going to be looking for to leave to get back to our bus. 6 hours on a bus for 3 hours in Paris. I think it's worth it. I got to be honest. Yesterday the tour bus drivers in Belgium were like, you're never going to enjoy that day in Paris because of how it's going to be so short. But I don't think it's the time you're there, it's the experience. So we're having fun, and that's all you can ask for. Look at that lamppost. Even their lampposts are beautiful. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. So here it is, the Pyramid of the Louvre. Now I could go over there and check things out, but that's too far to walk, I gotta be honest. But check out, I'm sorry the sun is so bright you can't see how absolutely magnificent these building facades are. They're so cool. The thing I love about Europe is we don't have this kind of history in America, you know, the buildings that are hundreds and hundreds of years old. Okay, here's something funny. You see this lady right here? When she got up on that pole, on that stand, she exposed way more than she thought she was exposing. So Rich and I are at our French restaurant called La Petite, I think, and we're having ham on croissant, and I'm having a crepe with Nutella. You know you gotta love that. Finally a meal. I know their Olympics are coming right up, but man, they don't seem like they're anywhere near being ready. Especially over by the Louvre, it looks like they're gonna build a carousel and all kinds of stuff, and it isn't even started. So it's gonna be cool to see this when it's actually done. Oh, and by the way, we went from that super sunny day to not so super sunny. But there's the Eiffel Tower, so that's all that matters. All roads lead to the Eiffel Tower. I know this is horrible, but this is our view of Great Britain, London, from our hotel room. I'll move over a little so you can see that really cool tall building. Don't know what it is yet. Seriously though, this is why I picked this hotel, was because of this bridge. Isn't it cool? I love it. So excited. So happy to be off the ship. I guess we're at Butler's Wharf, or at least it is on the other side of the river. Man, look at that bridge. So excited. Hopefully you can see that says the Tower Hotel on that. I swear it's not me shaking. Here's our bridge from a different perspective. If I could get the hotel in it, I would, but there's so many people cruising by. I don't want to run into anyone. This is our hotel from the bridge. I thought I'd just scan the coastline. It's London, so it's foggy and overcast and really windy, but who cares? We're in London. We're having a great time so far. We've only been here maybe a couple hours, but we've met a taxi driver that brought us to 2.5 hours here, and he's going to spend 6 hours with us tomorrow because he was so wonderful. Loved him. There's a sign you don't see very often. Melt your cheese. Whatever. McDonald's. Are you lying? I hope you can see that. It's Applebee's fish and chips. It was fabulous. It's in a market, but the market's closed, but this place is open. It was really good. Our taxi driver said this is the place to come, and it wasn't a disappointment. I saw this building and I made Rich take a bunch of pictures of it. I just thought it was so really interesting. Do the scan up on it. It is cloudy, so you can't get the full effect of the colors, but it is so pretty. Okay, so then we had to go to donut time because, you know, sugar is our lives. Let me show you what we got. I really don't know what Zac Efron has to do with this, but it's called a Zac Efron. It's a donut. It's got all kinds of goodness on it, and we'll let you know how it is. So our whole point of having a London stay was we wanted to have afternoon tea, and this is what you got. On the bottom row are finger sandwiches. Then this is scones with clotted cream and jam, and of course pastries on the top. You gotta love it. We'll let you know. Okay, the sandwiches were good, but this thing is phenomenal. It's really light and airy, and the jam inside is fabulous, and then on top there's cream that's been blasted with a little bit of a heat gun, and of course the strawberry. You can't beat that. Hopefully you can see the bridge. There it is, the Tower Bridge at night. Isn't it pretty? And over there is that tall pointy building. You can only see like the white top to it, I think. You know, the lit top. It's really, really pretty. That bridge just mesmerizes me. The eyes on this side, Rich, if you want to see it. You're kind of straight on.
Yeah.
You know, Scottish doing the bagpipe.
Yes?
Oh, yeah.
I think that might be what he might be doing.
Oh, I bet he is. He's waiting for the weather to clear a little so he can get his bagpipe out. The man under the light post is the one that's going to be playing his bagpipe. How exciting. It's a good picture of the eye. It's like being home on a day it rains like this.
Yeah, this does nothing for us.
Can you see on the...
Since I broke my leg, I've been really into buying myself perfumes. Not just any perfumes. I've really, really loved the Middle Eastern perfumes. And this is a store in London. I found one in Times Square as well. And I think I'm going to do some videos on perfumes for people of my age group. I really am excited about the idea of talking about perfumes from a layperson's perspective, and especially Arabian perfumes, because they are really different from ours and what we're used to. So I hope that's something. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I definitely will do one. So we're in a place called Donatella. And you know, I'm all about sugar. Check out these donuts. Aren't they magnificent? I just figured you'd want to see them. Look at this one, the Pink Royale. And if I was on my own without Rich, I would have gotten the pistachio one. But we got the one with the strawberries in it. Here's what we got. Look how big that is. Note to self, eat more donuts. That's what it should say in life. Don't you wish bakeries in the U.S. look like that? And that's just the seating area. That's still the Donatella area. Big Ben has been hard to photograph. We haven't been able to get close enough. We haven't been able to get photos of us in our little selfie thing, and it's kind of like when we tried to do the statue. Nope, not the Statue of Liberty. The Empire State Building, and another place, the Eiffel Tower. We got all kinds of pictures of random stuff. It's just very hard to do. Unless you're right under it, and we're not going to walk another mile to get there. Anyway, there's Big Ben, and now you've seen it. I hope you enjoyed this, that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.